Hello students, welcome to Easy Maths. This video is for grade 9 students who are learning irrational numbers. We know what are irrational numbers. They are in the form of root 2, root 3, root 4 or root 3 or any other root number or pi. Here in this video, I am going to teach you how to change these irrational numbers to rational. Especially when we have irrational number in the form of a fraction, we are going to try and change the denominator into rational number. That's called rationalization. When we change the denominator of an irrational number to rational number, the process is known as rationalization. That means we are rationalizing the denominator. But we don't usually write the whole thing rationalizing the denominator. We write it as rationalization. Okay, how do we rationalize? By multiplying the whole fraction with a irrational number such that the product of the two denominators and the rationalizing factor becomes equal to a rational number. We'll see it with the help of an example. You will understand it better. But our target or our aim is to change the irrational number to rational number, and especially in the case of the denominator. So suppose the question is like this. This is our question. Now my aim is to change 4 minus 3 root 5 to rational number. How do I do that? I have to choose a rationalizing factor. A rationalizing factor will be something when multiplied to the denominator will make it rational number. That means there will be no root in that. So usually our rationalizing factor is something like this. 4 plus 3 root 5. Why do I take this? In your previous classes you have learned a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. You know this concept. Now if you square a root number, it is going to change into a rational number. This is the concept that we are using. So if I multiply this negative number with a positive one, the product will be in the form of a square and b square, and my denominator will be rationalized. So in this case, the rationalizing factor is 4 plus 3 root 5. So numerator also we have to multiply by the same number. We have learned this in previous classes that if we are writing an equivalent fraction, we multiply the numerator and denominator by the same factor, by the same number. Here when we are taking a root number or an irrational number, we are going to follow the same concept. So this becomes 4 plus 3 root 5 into 4 plus 3 root 5, and in the denominator it becomes 4 square minus 3 root 5 whole square, a square minus b square. The numerator is you are going to open with the help of distributive property. Be very careful while you are doing the questions for the first few times. Later on you can do it, you can skip few steps, but initially please don't do that. So this will be 4 into 4 plus 3 root 5 plus 3 root 5 into 4 plus 3 root 5 upon 16 minus 9 into 5. So you get 16 plus 12 root 5 plus 12 root 5 plus 9 into 5, 45 upon minus 45 minus 16 you have to do 9, and you get 29, minus 29. So you get here 16 plus 45 will be 61 plus 24 root 5 upon minus 29. That's your answer. So we have seen here the denominator is rationalized. There is no root part in the denominator here. Now let's move on to the next question. So there are various variety of questions. In all these questions we are following the same concept, but the question asks, the values asked are different in each case, so we have to be very careful with these. Next question is this. Now 3 minus root 2. To change 3 minus root 2 to a rational number, we multiply it by 3 plus root 2. That means our rationalizing factor is 3 plus root 2. So 3 plus root 2 upon 3 minus root 2. We are rationalizing factor is 3 plus root 2. 3 plus root 2. If you can see the numerator, we are having a square term. We can also apply the identity if you don't want to go for distributive property. That means a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. So in this question, I'm going to try and solve it that way. 3 square plus root 2 square plus 2 into 3, 6 root 2, 2ab upon 9 minus 2. Root 2 ka square is 2. So you get in the numerator 9 plus 2 plus 6 root 2 upon 7. So this is 11 plus 6 root 2 upon 7. So you can see again the denominator is in the form of a rational number. Let's move on to the next question. Here you have to find the value of x square and plus 1 upon x square. So there is one way you find x ka square and then plus 1 upon x square. For this you have to find 1 upon x. This will be 1 upon 3 plus 2 root 2. Now if you square this, it will take more effort. You'll have to do a lot of cancellation. So we rationalize this right now here only. This is application of rational numbers again. So how do we do? 1 upon x ka whole square will be, no, first we rationalize this. So this becomes equal to 3 minus 2 root 2 upon 3 square minus 2 root 2 whole square. What I have done? I have multiplied both by 3 minus 2 root 2, the numerator and denominator. So I get here 3 minus 2 root 2 upon 9 minus 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. So after rationalizing, I am getting this as my answer. Now x square, that means 3 plus 2 root 2 whole square. You will get 3 square plus 2 root 2 whole square plus 2 into 3, 6. 6 into 2, 12 root 2. This will come out as 9 plus 8 plus 12 root 2. This is 17 plus 2 root 2. Now 1 upon x whole square will be, you do square of this. 3 minus 2 root 2 whole square. So this will be, I am doing it directly now. 9 plus 8 minus 12 root 2 minus 2ab wala case is there. So 17 minus 2 root 2. Now x square plus 1 upon x square. This is adding the first and the second equation. You get 17 plus 2 root 2 and 17 minus 2 root 2. These two get cancelled and you get 34. This is your answer. Next type of questions are like this, where you see a and b both are given in the form of irrational numbers, but one thing is there, numerator of one is the denominator of another. That means they have asked us to find the value of 3a square. So it means I have to find value of a square minus b square, and then I have to find value of 4ab. If you see, I find out value of ab will be equal to 1 because the numerator of 1 will get cancelled by the denominator of other. ab will be equal to 1. A square minus b square. So I have to find out a square minus b square. If I do a square, first let me rationalize a square. A is given as root 5 plus 2 upon root 5 minus 2. If I have to rationalize this, I have to multiply by root 5 plus 2. Root 5 plus 2. So I get root 5 plus 2 ka whole square in the top, and down I am getting 5 minus 2, that is 3. Let's solve it out. Root 5 square plus root 2 square plus 2 of root 10 upon 3. So what am I getting? Root 5 square will be 5, root 2 square will be 2, so I get 7 plus 2 root 10 upon 3. This is my A, value of A. Same way I will find the value of B also. My value of B will come out as 7 minus 2 root 10 upon 3. Now my next step will be finding value of A square and B square. So A square will be 7 plus 2 root 2 upon 9. Iska square will be 49 plus 2 root 2 ka square plus 14 into 2, 28 root 2 upon 9. You solve it further, you get, with this you are getting 8, so you are getting 57 plus 28 root 2 upon 9. Same way B square will be 7 minus 2 root 2 root 10. Oh, this is 10. So here you will not get, it will be 10, that becomes 4 into 10. There is a change in the value here. So 49 plus 4 into 10, 49 plus 40 plus 28 root 10. This is root 10. Sorry, I took it wrong. So this becomes 89 plus 28 root 10 upon 9, and this one will be 89 minus 28 root 10 upon 9. Find out A square minus B square. What will be the value? It will be 89 plus 28 root 10 upon 9 minus 89 minus 28 root 10 upon 9. On solving you get 89 gets cancelled and you are getting 56 root 10 upon 9. Now what you have to find out? You have to find out the value of 3a square b. Let me solve it here only for you. So here you will get 3 into 56 upon 9 root 10 plus 4. AB we know is 1. We solve this out 3 and you get the final answer as 56 upon 3 root 10 plus 4. This is your final answer. So you see what we did? We first rationalized A, we rationalized B, we found A square, we found B square, A square minus B square, and then placed the value here in the question that was asked and got the final value as 56 by 3 root 10. Moving on to the next question. Now this question has got 3 terms in the denominator. So we will have to use some grouping method. Maybe we can group this together. So the rationalizing factor here will be 2 plus root 3 minus root 7 upon 2 plus root 3 minus root 7. This will be 4, 2 plus root 3 minus root 7 upon, so if you solve these two, what will you get? You will get A square minus B square only format, 2 plus root 3 whole square minus 7, root 7 ka square is 7. Now using the identity A plus B whole square, the denominator part, let this be like this only, no changes here. 4 plus 3 plus 4 root 3 minus 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 minus 7 will get cancelled. So you ultimately get 4, 2 plus root 3 minus root 7 upon 4 root 3. Cancelling the 4, multiplying each term by root 3, you get root 3 upon 3, 2 plus root 3 minus root 7. Okay. So this is what we have got after rationalizing this. And we can see the denominator is rationalized to 3. Moving on to the next question. Now in this question you are given some values. That means the question should be reduced to these values, root 2, root 5 or root 10. But whereas we can see in the denominator there are values like root 10, root 20, root 40. So let's change them to root 5 and root 10. See how we can do this. So 15 is the numerator. Denominator here root 10, no problem with that. 20 can be expressed as root of 4 and root of 5. Whereas 40 can be expressed as root of 4 into root of 10. Root 5 is not a problem. Root 16 into root of 5. Now these are perfect square numbers, so they will change to rational numbers. So 15 upon root 10 plus 2 root 5 plus 2 root 10 minus root 5 minus 4 root 5. So what do you get here? 15 remains 15. In the denominator root 10, you get 3 root 10. Denominator is 5 minus 3 root 5. This is 5 upon root 10 minus root 5. Okay. Now I have to rationalize the denominator. So I do root 10 plus root 5. This is my rationalizing factor. Root 10 plus root 5. So I get the numerator as 5 upon 10 minus 5. Root 10 square is 10. Root 5 square is 5. And here it is root 10 plus root 5. 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 and 5 get cancelled. So finally I am getting root 10 plus root 5. The values of root 10 and root 5 were given. Root 5 was given as 2.236 plus 3.162, and that's we get answer will be 893.5. This is the final answer. I hope you understand how we went about the question. We first saw what is given in the question. The question was in the form of root 5 and root 10. So we changed these numbers accordingly to root 5 and root 10. Then we rationalize the denominator because putting the value in the denominator would have complicated the question. So we try to put the value when the root comes in the numerator. Then we put the values and we get the final answer like this. So rationalizing the factor, finally we have learned that we multiply by a rationalizing factor, and the factor we choose according to the identity that we have learned, a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b. So our selection of rationalizing factor is based on that identity. You solve the denominator and the numerator. The point of caution here is when you open the root or you square the root, you should be very careful. If you want, you can solve it in rough and then get the answer, because this is the point where the kids go wrong. I hope I am able to help you to rationalize the denominator and make the topic easy for you. For more such videos, keep watching Easy Maths. Thank you very much.